Welcome to my English tutorial YouTube channel. I NABAKUMAR. Firstly, I would like to convey all of my beloved students and the person interested in education, especially English grammar, how to learn, how to use, etc. I'd like to say something. As I am a teacher and engaged in tuitions. So you may ask, all of you, that what's the actual reason to open the YouTube channel of mine, especially to clear up or brush up the young children about the confusion of English grammar. This is very somehow interesting that I have felt an inner urge to open such channel because I see and my experience says that most of the students, especially in the rural areas, do not know the English grammar correctly. So it is very gloom picture that I have experienced. And I feel, I think, and I consider that as a teacher I have to do something for the students, not only the students 6 to 10, but also the video is meant for all classes of students from 6-year students to 12 class students also. So firstly, the something funny matter which was occurred, that my first video which I have posted on my channel, it was made by my beloved students during my tuition times. They said do something to make aware, considering the deficiency of grammar about the many students. So you have to do something. So the first video was made abruptly without any preparations. But now they have justly said that I have to do something for you. So all of you know well that English means to the large number of students that is a matter of fear, that is a matter of something very difficult, because the actual problem behind this reason, they do not know the basic rules of grammar. That's why they feel uneasy, and as a result, they cannot express themselves correctly. And not only that, the future of their students is not very good. It is natural. So now, as I have been requested by some of them from my first video, that said do something for the kids. So today's lesson, videos, I would like to make it something that is especially meant for the lower classes, I mean 6 to 10 students because I feel that my experience I have a bigger experience that even when I teach the students of class 9 and 10, they do not know how to place E and N appropriately and correctly. They very often stumble over the actual process of matter. So now, my today's video considering the request for the children who are the students of class 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so, that the appropriate usage of E and N. Now, let's start and please listen to me and inspire me more and more so that I can post more and more such videos for the inefficient students. But one request to all of my respected guardians that you should behave with your children and also teach, especially English, very carefully, not only that but also very joyfully. Okay, now let's start. You know, there is a very simple rule for using or placing A or N simply before. Before vowel place and before vowel means I would not like to spend much time. So I am saying just touch and make them aware so quickly to commit to their meaning. Okay. Before vowel means the words that starts with vowels, like and consonant A. Okay. Should be placed. Now, example. Now consider very simple example for the children, that E. What would be the appropriate placing of using of A or N? It is just all of you know well that N as the word egg starts with the vowel E, so N. Okay, but it is regardless to see, and it deserves to mention to all of you that in case of placing appropriately A or N, the exception to the rules are more than general rules. As only you consider the one rule behind this, that is the word starts with vowel, you should use N, you should place N, and the word starts with consonant, you must place A. Just like him. A, also there is no problem. but actually the confusion lies in another. And what is this? Now please consider the examples. Number one, you have to remember. Number one, if words may be vowel, but may be consonant, but sounds like vowel, in that case, you should use the NABAKUMAR. And that means instead of a and instead of an a. Just like, take an example. Email. Now you have to place the actual prepositions e or an. Now it is naturally apparent, you see that the word starts with the consonant. But now think that the pronunciation not just like vowel it comes in. So you simply think that as the abbreviation of MLA, member of Legislative Assembly, so you should pronounce such a way that So a vowel, so you should place an in it. It is number one. Number two, please notice. Number two, it will be too much interesting to your children also if you make them aware more and more with joyful being. Now, consider the example number two. That is, when the word starts with vowel but does not take an before that particular word. Why? Now consider. Number two. Unique. It's a word starts with vowel, you know well. So you may say that is as much as simple. So there is nothing else, but the thing's not like that. Now when you sounds like exactly you, not other, just as unique, you. When you will be pronounced just like you, not other way. So you place E instead of N. E. Okay? And next, if you are to ask to place A or N, umbrella. Now consider, these words also starts with vowel U. But do you place A like this word unique? No. Here the sounds of vowel U, not just like U. You just pronounce umbrella, not umbrella. So it must comply with the general rule that before the word starting with vowel, you should have used N. There is nothing else. Now consider number three. O, you know well that O is also a vowel, no doubt. But now, if you have to use E or N before one idea. One. So you may ask or think, or your children. You means your children, please consider it. And it is considerable that it is supposed that my address to the young children and beloved student also, not you, just okay. Now what I have here, one. So your children will not be able, maybe confused that O as it is vowel, so we use N. But here lies another trick, that is when O sounds like wa in Bengali, if you say just wa, okay, in that case you should use E instead of N, okay. Now A180, not N180, okay. And you notice and consider that the exception to the rules are more than that of the general rules also. So it is the case something that you should remember. And in that case, you should also use just as where there is no U, but sounds like U. Take an example. European. Okay. European. Here European. European. There is no U. First, the word starts with E, and that is vowel. So your children may be confused that hence the word starts with vowel, and you have said just here that when U starts with the word starts with U, but sounds like U, but here there is no U, and it is vowel, so I should use an European. Okay, but not just like that. And here, when you pronounce the words European, just consider that here also you use European, not an European. Okay, and another case, fine. Now consider, this is very, very important. When consonants, as I have mentioned already, point number 1, M consonant sounds like vowel. Also, there is another example you may take for your too much easy accessible to you. That is, now consider the example. Hour. Okay. Here, H. The word starts with consonant H. But actually, it does not take before this word N. Because here the pronunciation H, just like vowel, hour. If you say in Bengali, hour, that sounds like vowel. So you should say an hour, not a hour. Okay, please forgive me as my handwriting is not so good. But I am trying to my level best to make you aware the actual situations, the actual problems which our beloved students very often stumbles over the rules that A and N. It is just basic matters in grammars. So I would like to convey my message to all of your children to follow just like the exceptional case. Also there are there are some rules. Okay, but if you consider the general rules only, but you may consider that further rules, the other rules, exceptional to rules. Okay, so just like if you commit to your memory just these examples which I have mentioned, you will not be confused by any means in your pictures. Okay? So, now, stop for the day. And all of you, I would like to my cordial thanks to all the guardians and also my beloved students. If I see that they are benefited at least from my videos, that will be my real award and nothing else. Nothing else. Thanks.